So I think that the two key issues that I want to discuss today that are crucial to the development of online poker and the life of an affiliate are the issue of responsibility and how to take advantage of celebrities and sponsorship so it has the biggest effect to bring it out to the mainstream. So first, our issue of responsibility. You know, as I mentioned earlier, and obviously that you know, online gaming is just a cash cow. You know, the ability to generate income doesn't ever seem to stop. So with reports of revenue as high as $10 billion a year and the evidence that the online gaming continues to be recession-proof, I believe that you're really fortunate to be in a business where the demand has never stopped and there is a lot of competition, but there's no evidence that it's going to peak. This product category seems to appeal to an even more enthusiastic, larger-based, emerging, younger end of the market where they're getting much more disposable income and have a higher level of education, which I believe it's the smarter people that are online gamblers. It's not just people who don't know any better and are just wasting their money. I think there are a lot of really bright people that decide that these are games of skill, not just games of chance, and that it's, you know, a great thing for them to do. In short, even in a time of economic turmoil, people say we're in a recession in America. I believe we're in a major depression. There are enormous losses felt when you lost the U.S. market, but it's still a really good time, I think, to be an affiliate. The confidence that I've seen in the people that I've met here is very evident. And of course, there are serious concerns and barriers to the market, but having met and listened to many of you, it's obvious that these obstacles are not going to beat you. Online gaming is just too immense and too entrenched to be defeated. So my message today is for you to consider this, that as online gaming continues to develop through the product life cycle, you should still be vigilant in how you conduct this business and expect the highest standards from the people who are your peers. You know, there are a lot of people who are going to say negative things about online gaming, and don't give them ammunition to lob criticism and wave fingers at you. You know, you have enough enemies or doubters as to the positive effect that online gaming would have on society. And it's not just because of your ability to prove them wrong, it's in your interest. It's in all of our interests to make sure that the world understands that this is not an evil business. You know, I'm an American, but I consider myself a citizen of the world. I've traveled a lot. I've played in major poker events all over the world, and it's my intention to spend more time in Europe and in every country playing in the biggest tournaments and in the high-stake cash games, which for a lot of people are the best televised poker that you can find. I also come from a very diverse cultural background. Two of my grandparents are from Ireland, which I now understand is going to give me European status so that I can actually have a home base out here. I don't just sit in my home in California and, you know, and forget about the rest of the world and not worry about what's happening to our business truly based on online gaming. I think that that's the biggest issue and the biggest problem that we have going on right now. Because of people considering that maybe there's been cheating going on, that there's collusion, that, you know, there are robots out there, and all kinds of issues that people naturally have with computers anyway. People generally don't trust anything that's going on in a computer, especially because governments, like in the United States, are watching everything that you're doing. It's obvious that there's an ability for there to be problems. But for me, it's really clear that it's going to get legal in America again. I'm convinced that if Obama wins, it's going to be legal immediately. If McCain wins, I'm not sure, but I believe that it's going to happen soon. I believe that there are too many corporations with too much money and too much of an incentive to not allow that to happen, and it will be by far the biggest market available to you. So I would ask that you as a community start doing your work now to ensure that you're actually welcomed and that you don't have the same issues that are starting to come up right now. Because the way that you recruit new players, if you're not responsible about how you do it, your brand and the sites that you work for and the governing bodies or the watchdogs are gonna shut you down. And I think that's becoming an ever-present problem in that, you know, you think you're having some issues now that people are watching you. Wait till the U.S. market opens up and there are, you know, billions and billions of dollars that are instantly available to everybody. If it's not handled properly, there's going to be a huge problem. So I think you should take full advantage of the acceptability that gaming itself has enjoyed in the recent years all over America. and ensure that online gaming gets just as well received. Gambling's always been popular in America. It's in our blood, but Americans seem to have the lowest threshold for being taken advantage of. You know, they're very paranoid about someone stealing from them or cheating them. So the fact that the image of online gaming has taken some serious hits, especially in the United States, some of it isn't true, but some of it has happened because some of the people who were running sites were not honest. And so you're going to have a big problem dealing with that, but it's not something that we can't overcome. To me, you are the front people that are who it's going to be, you know, who all the people who are potentially going to be new customers are going to be listening to you. And so it's completely in your control. You know, you can either be sloppy and unethical, or you can be really, you know, sharp and honest and truthful and really ethical about the way that you market. Some of the branding's out of your control. You know, yes, I understand that for a lot of you, you're just at the point of conversion. But the numbers and how to get players, I'm sure you agree, it's important to get the right numbers in. You know, just getting 100,000 people coming to a site doesn't mean anything. It's the type of players that you get. It's the ones who remain active. And it's not just about these crazy sign-up bonuses or giving people rake back or, you know, trying to do whatever you can do to get them to a site, because that doesn't create loyalty. My thought here is that by pinpointing your target audience, you can bring in steady income without giving those who oppose you the opportunity to tell people that you're doing something wrong and cripple your market. I think it's a great time for the sites and their affiliates to get together and get creative on how to build business. You know, your job as an affiliate, if I put myself in your shoes, is not just to go out and try to bring in business. Why not work with your sites? It seems to me from almost everyone that I've spoken to that you don't do enough in taking responsibility and making your sites being responsible for creating the kinds of things that are going to help get new players. I just think it's a missed opportunity. I think that I watch these sites spend millions of dollars on branding and marketing, and then there's one story in the news that says that they're doing something wrong and everything goes away. So now you as an affiliate lose all your opportunity to work for them because of one mistake that somebody made because they weren't handling their media properly. Just last year, here's a great example. In California, our state governor championed this amazing, innovative piece of legislation that was voted on and accepted by the state, which introduced taxation from the Native American casinos. Some of you may not know this, but the casinos that are built on land preserved and protected for the Indian tribes are outside many of the state and federal tax laws. So all these casinos had just been raking in huge profits. I mean, instantly, they were making billions of dollars a year, and they were really happy. But they saw a future where they were going to get hurt by all of this. And it wasn't just in the short term, it was in the long term. So at a time when the state was suffering, California was in a big financial crunch. It also cast an ugly shadow on these casinos, and it cast an ugly shadow on gaming. So Governor Schwarzenegger decided that if the casinos were willing to pay the tax, the state would give them licenses to get even bigger. What most of them didn't have were slot machines. Slot machines are the biggest moneymaker in a casino. So he traded them the ability to get slot machines in return for tax. And the result is these affected casinos not only agreed to it, but he had the casinos pay for all the advertising. So in effect, the casinos created the whole tax bill that paid the taxes to the government. The government then let the casinos have all the slot machines, so it's a win-win for everybody. And I think these are the kinds of things that are worth examining. You know, within your own industry, in my opinion, if the U.S. government was obviously very short-sighted, they should have demanded that you're allowed to stay in America, but you just have to be taxed. I mean, it's such a simple way to do this. But I don't believe that the online sites did their job in working with the government in making a trade and maybe putting up a certain amount of money for fair practices and creating a governing body to make sure that nobody's cheating. And there's a lot of work to be done, but it's all worth it. And I think that it's important to take responsibility and not just be upset that the government isn't allowing you to be involved.